algebraic properties. Okay, as we work through this idea, we're going to look and explore how we can create equivalent expressions and different things that we're doing. As we work through this, like I said, we're going to try to figure out how we can create this and how we can use these to create different and equal answers. So let's start there today. So we've talked a lot about properties over the last couple of weeks as we've worked, whether it's the commutative property, which says that we can change our order of our problems. We can say, okay, the order can change and it won't change my answer. Okay, or we can group them with 3 or more numbers. We can group them and the groupings don't matter. We change them and they still get the right answer. Or when we use the identity property, there are actually 2 versions of this. When we add them, so sum, we add 0, we get the same answer. And when we multiply, so product, we multiply by 1, then we get the answer. So we're going to be looking at these and looking at how these work as we explore. So let's see, how can I apply, what property can I apply here to create 2 equivalent expressions? So equivalent, we know, just means equal. It's just another nice fancy way to say that. So determine which 2, are they equivalent? Are they the same? So we have to do that. We've actually got to do the math. So this would be 13 plus 15. Well, 28. Okay, that's agreed. 5 plus 15 is 20. 20 plus 8 is 28. So they are equivalent expressions. What makes them so? So they are. Because what changed? Did the order of the numbers change? Did 15, 5, 8 change in either set? No. It just set up that I have 2 different groups. So the associative property, I gotta turn my board, is what's used on this one. Okay? Now, doing the same thing, does the associative property apply to multiplication? Stop and take a look and see if that works. All right, now that you've had a chance to look at it, you see that this is really 60 times 5, which is 300, or 30 times 10, which is also 300. So they're definitely equivalent. And again, they use the associative property to prove that they are the same, that they're equivalent. Okay? As we keep going, let's take a look at another style. Is this still use the associative property? Well, let's check and see if they're equivalent. 20 minus 12 happens to be 8. 8 minus 3 is 5, okay? 12 minus 3 is 9, and 20 minus 9 is 11. So are they equivalent? No. That's what this sign means. So it would not apply the property because subtraction doesn't work. Now, if we do think about these in terms of negative numbers, then we can make it work. It can work if they're negative, but we'll discuss that another time. Determine if this evaluation is expressed, if this one is equivalent. Well, we know that 12 times 4 and 4 times 12 both equal 48, so we agree they're equivalent. But what property applies? What makes them equivalent? Well, you're right, it's the commutative property. Okay? That allows them that we can change the order and it won't change the answer. All right, let's keep looking at some other styles. All right, now we come over here and we just take a look a little deeper into the problem. So what if I can apply these properties differently? Can I apply 2 equivalent expressions using the associative property? Well, it says the recent season, the Jayhawks had 15 guards and 4 forwards, 3 centers on their roster. Write 2 equivalent expressions using the associative property to find the total number of players on the roster. Well, so we're going to take a minute and look at it and go, okay, so it's really telling me total number, so I'm asking for addition. So I've got to keep them in the same order, otherwise I change my order, I change my answer. So 15 plus 4 and 4 plus 3 are the same exact equivalent expressions. All right, your turn to take a moment and see if you can figure out this. So Mr. Harmon's budgeted $150 per day on his hotel, meals during the 6-day vacation. Write 2 equivalent expressions using the commutative property to figure this out. All right, pause the video and see what you come up with. You're right, 150 times 6 is also equal to 6 times 150. All right, now that we've kind of gotten a deeper look into these properties, take a second and figure out if the associative property and how it could be used to make these answers easier to solve. All right, so if you look at that, you could say you could regroup it to be 23 plus 7, which allows you to get 30, and 30 plus 18 is easier than adding 18 plus 7 plus 23, because then you're adding a 0, using the identity property to help you figure this out. All right, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to help you on your question, on your homework.